Hopefully it'll kick in. I don't know if it will, but I guess I'll just be a PNG, maybe. Oh, okay. Let's play Ace Attorney. I love this game. I hope that episode 1 of the first turned out. I would love for my friends to come and voice some characters, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. Hold on, I wanna refresh my I hate when it does this. Is it gonna work? Let's try this. Alright, I think it's just not working today. Oh well. Yeah, it's just not loading. Okay, play the first turnaround. Yes. Gasp, gasp. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. I'm glad we made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes out on a murder trial right after the bat like this. Right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, it kind of owed my current job to him. That's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out in any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Stop singing, Oliver. Oh my goodness. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair. Oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Hey. There, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, but it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it's you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. I have to blow my nose. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. Stop. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack of getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took this case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Oops. Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp. Hands shaking. Eyesight fading. This test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. The defendant would be Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read over the case cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait, oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. temporarily. I think I feel migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check on it anytime, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Let's check. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what is the cause of death? She died because she was poisoned, hit with a blunt object, or struck. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. Hold on, I'm gonna do something. Since this isn't working, let's get rid of this. Let's just exit out of this altogether. Quit. Turn these on. Authorize. And then I'll just hop in here, I guess. See if that works. If it doesn't, oh well. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Stop it. Hold on a second. My Fugi thing's messed up too. Why does this happen to me? And my dog is freaking out. So I guess we'll just put that back on. Okay. Alright. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
I keep pressing that. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during this trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later. So be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I think my voice is too loud. Okay. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts.
Mr. Butts,
What you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she has completely abandoned you, and she was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport added to the report record. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who give her money and gifts.
I clicked the wrong thing.
She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I wait and see what happens? Stop him from answering. Let's see what happens. Might be better not to get involved in this one.
Well, Mr. Butts?
Dude, no way! That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not?
Go.
Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. Stop him from answering. Let's be honest. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies the matter. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, eyewitness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawhit to the stand. Mr. Sawhit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Stollett, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw that day of the murder. Witness account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 o'clock p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why couldn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawhite used was one of those. Your Honor, I have record of the blackout for your perusal.
Electricity in Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Oh, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out contradictions in the testimony. Door selling subscriptions on the man fleeing the apartment. Press. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd that you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seems strange to me. That's all. Like he was mad, yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture.
Of course. What the witness means is that he saw... the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next?
I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Half open, you say? Yes. The door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but then no one came to close the door. That's odd in a big city like this.
I see. And what happened next?
Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? Climb mountains because they're there. It's the same thing.
Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside.
Why did Payne cut him off so quickly?
So you looked in the apartment. What happened then?
Lying there, woman not moving. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. but she wasn't moving at all. Oh man. Sorry, that was my mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. You thought to call the police? Doesn't that mean you didn't actually call them?
Please listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next?
However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes. I mean, no, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call.
And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next?
I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at any nearby apartments. Alright, what time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m.? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m.? That doesn't seem strange to me. Present evidence to contradict him. Let's see, what do we have? Time of death between 4 and 5 p.m. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death is sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that? Oh,
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawhoot, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 o'clock p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Good job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Hello? Sorry, my dog. Would you care to give us your testimony again? Time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but that was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a videotaped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see you heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. You see, when I found the body, I heard it. You said heard, not saw? Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something? But if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all.
The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio.
Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television.
Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television.
The witness has testified he heard the time.
How do you explain the gap? Well, witness, can you explain this? A video? Yeah, that would explain why the time was wrong. True. Right. I think the problem lies someplace else. We agreed you heard the time of the scene then. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Alright, let's go back. From noon to 6 p.m. Present. Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard the television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawhut? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Wait. Well, wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawhut? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawhut. Let's hear your testimony one more time, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. I saw it. That strikes me as very suspicious mistake. Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock. A table clock? There's a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? A table clock? Was there a clock on the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to take the victim. The murder weapon? Yeah, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's why I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. That must have been what I saw. Let's see. The statue in the shape of a thinker. It's rather heavy. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You, with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it here. I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that this witness's testimony is correct, that this is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went in the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Oops. I keep doing that. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit? The sound you must have left quite the impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon just spoke as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Objection! What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never look at the clock. I heard, no, I saw it. Shut up! I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him this. Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright. Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think this through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard is definitely this clock. In fact, a fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock here and now in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So you've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what the time is now?
It's 11:25. Ah!
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Solid, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what is he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, then you don't have a case. He's right. How am I supposed to prove that one? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends our cross-examination of Frank Solid. I come all the way down here to testify, and look at what happens. You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Grr. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There is nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawwith. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think! But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Starwood? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Boy, you're in for a ride. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant Mr. Larry, but not guilty. And with that, the court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Solid was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of their houses. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Solid let himself in to do the dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim had returned. Flustered, Mr. Solid grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial on such a satisfying note. And on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Winky's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was nah. Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry! Yes, you! I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate dinner, movie, my treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't you? Does that just make you want to cry? Larry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Take that. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive that you weren't just some chump for her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take while traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent Butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah. Part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave to Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. That was intense. Ba-ba. Let's see the beginning of this, and then we'll stop.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Oh, hello, this is Maya.
Hey, Maya, it's me.
Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while.
Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been?
Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place.
That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask.
I know. You want me to hold evidence for you.
Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz at the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here.
I gotcha.
So, what is it this time? It's a clock.
A clock?
Yeah, it's made to look like a statue, thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys.
Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis.
Now, you know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now.
Huh? It's not working? That's lame.
I had to take the clockworks out, sorry. I would put some papers inside instead.
Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yeah.
Can you come by the office tonight, say 9 o'clock, to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then.
Okay, sis, but I expect dinner something good. Like
Burgers! I could really go for a good burger. Okay. We'll hit the usual joint.
Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis, see you soon.
Yep, I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded September 5th, 9:27 a.m. September 5th, 8:57 p.m. Faye & Co. law offices. Now, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine. The papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? You are not conspicuous of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Ho, ho, ho. My dear Miss Faye, I am so very sorry. But I'm afraid that I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Faye. Mia, no! Red, white, blue. September 5th, 9:08, Faye & Co. law offices. Uh-oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Yeah. Maybe she's in her office. And we'll leave it there. Maybe I'll get some of my friends to help me next time voice, so that my voice doesn't completely die, because that hurt me a lot. But yeah, that was fun. I had fun. There was a little scuff, but that happens. Alright. Thank you for joining. Literally nobody. Bye!